Hello, my name is Nicholas Navarro, and my presentation is on the harms and solutions of salmon depletion caused by hydroelectric dams. I'll be going over a brief history of their migratory patterns, then moving on to the harms that the dams have caused, followed by the solutions. I will then end the presentation with a brief summary of the whole presentation. Thank you. All right, now clear. Salmon have been migrating through the rivers of the Columbian Basin for thousands of years. The Columbian Basin is a region in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. Before the Industrial Revolution in the United States, there were 10 to 16 million salmon migrating through these rivers annually. Once the hydroelectric dams were built on these rivers to take advantage of the flow of the water, salmon started to die off. Why is that? That's because salmon are flowing through the turbines, getting chopped up to millions of pieces. There are stagnant pools in the water, causing a rise in temperatures, killing the salmon. Now there are only 1.5 million salmon left, migrating in the same rivers that they were migrating before, which is a net depletion of over 9%. 70 to 95% of these deaths are caused by these dams. Furthermore, there are over 37 different species of salmon that are extinct due to the construction of these dams. Next slide. And this is the map of the general region of the Columbian Basin. So it's around the Pacific Northwest. This is Oregon, Washington up here, Idaho. So all these people in the regions, they depend on these salmon to eat and survive. And right now, these dams are just making it very unsustainable for these salmon to survive. And eventually, if nothing happens, they'll go extinct. Okay, so what are the harms of these dams being built on the rivers? Well, there are many. These dams block and impede migration patterns upstream. So when the fish are flowing upstream, swimming upstream, these dams get in the way, and they either get chopped up or they get trapped, and that's obviously not good. Stagnant pools of water are created near the dams, changing the living conditions for the fish. Temperature rises, lowers the solubility of dissolved oxygen, harming the fish, so they can't breathe. They also cause algal blooms, which are an not overconsumption, but it's like an there's just too much nutrients in the water, and it just causes like a block of sunlight. Keep it. Sorry about that. Turbines within the dams also slice up the salmon into pieces, which is obviously not good. Finally, these pools of water makes it child's play for predators to capture these fish, such as birds and bears. So there's just like a lot of fish in this one area, and they have nowhere to go because of the dams. And birds easily come in and get what they need, so they just die off. To sum it up, these fish are basically swimming into their doom, and they don't even know it. Next. Despite all these negative effects to these fish, there is hope. As we are capable problem solvers, there have been many short-term solutions to the mistakes we have made in the past building these dams. Implementing fish passage facilities and fish ladders have assisted salmon to safely migrate upstream without them getting chopped up into a million pieces. Spilling water over the dams also helps fish from getting trapped in the turbines and allows them to safely migrate upstream. Oh yeah, and by the way, these are pictures of the pools of water, and you can just see a bunch of salmon are just trapped in there. Kind of sucks. And then this is a picture of a huge dam in the Columbian Basin. Obviously, fish can't swim through that, so they just swim through the turbines and get sliced up. So these are the solutions proposed to safely save the fish in general. Like I said before, implementing fish passage facilities and fish ladders are a great way to help fish safely migrate upstream. Increasing the flow rate of the water assists in preventing stagnant pools of water so the fish don't get trapped and they're able to travel through the rivers. The most obvious solution would be to remove the dams entirely. However, that comes with a huge cost. It takes a lot of money to obviously remove the dams and replace the energy being produced by the dams that are there currently. So, I mean, there have been many like small dams removed in the rivers, but the big ones are very controversial, and it's very hard to compensate for those costs. Another solution, obviously, is to promote different types of energy, like solar energy, wind energy. Those are alternatives we can use. Nuclear power, maybe, but there's always negatives to different types of energy. So, those are the solutions. Okay. Okay, what can we do to help these salmon? One, conserve electricity, that's an obvious. It will reduce demand for power, so yeah, basically reduce the demand for hydroelectric power in the region. Furthermore, supporting water price increase will result in the support of conservation of water. So if prices increase, obviously we're going to be willing to use less water, which is good. So more water for the salmon so they can live. Furthermore, support enforcement of water laws, because there's a lot of people right now in the rivers that illegally just like take the water out of the river for their own personal use, so they don't have to pay, and that's bad. So supporting enforcement of water laws is a good thing. And then finally, you can speak to your local politicians and congressmen, whatever, and express your concern on the salmon depletion, because it is a big issue and it hurts biodiversity. Okay. Oh, you got it. And then, in conclusion, salmon are in dire need of our help. They're a big resource to the Pacific Northwest, and right now they're living an unsustainable life. Dams are killing them off at an alarming rate. And if nothing is done, they will be extinct entirely. I've proposed multiple solutions to this problem and stated all the harms, and all these solutions are definitely feasible if we follow through. Save the salmon, act responsibly.